If you have been affected by the coronavirus crisis that's going on around the world financially, either you lost your job, you temporarily lost your job, your hours been cut, maybe you own a small business like myself and your revenues have gone down or down all the way to zero if your shop had to close. And if you're afraid that you're not going to be able to make your next car payment, I have some good news. Now, first of all, we're all in it together. There are a lot of people in your spot, in your shoes, and there is a solution for most of you and most of us. So I'm going to tell you that in just a second. But remember, this is kind of a developing situation. This is pretty fluid. You know, a lot of things are unknown yet. So I'm going to try to keep you updated on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so now. And if you already have, don't forget to click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right. So the good news is that, like I said, you're not by yourself. There are tons and tons, probably millions of people who are going through this and may not be able to make their next car payment. Now, banks are very much aware of that. And, you know, I know all of us look at banks as this, you know, big kind of monsters that just want money from us and will punish us harshly if we don't give it to them. And a lot of times, most of the time, during regular times, it's the case. You can get your credit score ruined or your car taken, towed away, repoed if you stop making payments. But these are different times, and a lot of people lose their job and not be able to get their jobs because of this one problem that we're all having globally, and banks are aware of this. Also, it's not in their best interest to just repo all these cars. Obviously, it's a lot of cost, plus they're not going to be able to sell all of them right now. You know, you can't sell anything unless it's, you know, toilet paper. So they don't want your cars either. What they want is for you to be able to make payments at some point in time and catch up once you get a job or once you get your job back. And that's what they are now working on. Some banks already have it in place to help you through this. So for example, I have a Chevy Bolt, which I'm leasing, and they just reached out to me by email. They basically sent me to their website in a program called Chevy Cares. They also have a video that they put together, and they're providing quite a few sort of different ways how they can help you. They're providing Chevy owners with a free Wi-Fi for a limited amount. They're providing with some of the emergency services through their OnStar system. And most importantly, they are working with those people who are afraid or just definitely cannot make those payments on a deferment or pushing the payments further. Now, we don't really know exactly what all the banks are going to do. Different banks are going to do different things, but it is something that they're putting in place, already put in place. For example, Ford has also posted that on their website, and they have their video, and many other banks will follow. For example, Ally Bank already implemented something that they're putting in place where I believe you can defer up to 6 months, believe it or not. Again, we got to talk about what deferment means, whether all of your payments will be just pushed out by 6 months, for example, or 3 months, or whatever you agree with them on, and how you're going to catch up. But most importantly, they are putting it together. So I'm going to tell you how you need to get the process started. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV called M-Byte, coming to the US and Europe next year. Now, their reservation is free, so you don't have to spend any of your money. So go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. And by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. Use E4 Electric, the name of this channel, as a discount code for purchases over $100, and that will also help you out financially. All right, so how do you get this process started? Now, first and foremost, and I know a lot of people who are late on their car payments, they kind of wait for the overdue bill and see how much it's going to be, and sometimes for the second and third. So a lot of people kind of dig their hand in the sand and just wait, right? That's not the way to do it. Even during the good times, that's not the way to do it, but that's not the way to do it now. What you need to do is to pick up the phone, okay? That's the phone that I use when I have to call somebody and tell them that I don't have their money, okay? Don't believe me? Operator? But by the way, does anybody know what this is? I'm assuming some of you do, because I think most of my viewers are kind of my age or older, but I gotta tell you, I have people coming to my house, and this is actually my phone, and don't know what the hell this is or how to dial. I'm from Russia, so we actually used these phones before, and back in the day. Back in the day in Russia, when we had food shortages and long lines in grocery stores, and everybody had to stock up on toilet paper for 6 months. So different times. But nevertheless, if you know how to use this phone, let me know in the comment section. I'm wondering how many of you are old enough to remember. Anyway, listen. Back to this serious matter. Listen, you got to pick up your phone, rotary, whatever, and call the banks. Now, I guarantee you, I promise you, you're not going to be the first one to call them. Not even the second one or 100th one. The people who are going to be reaching out is going to be in tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. They are ready for the call. Okay, I mean, they're not sitting there dreaming of your call there, but they are ready. And like I said, some banks already put something in place. Some of them are working on it. But it's important to call them and tell them, hey, listen, I would like for you guys to help me out with these payments. And of course, you need to have a reason, whether you lost your job. I mean, we've talked about it, right? You can't just be out of the blue. So, and they will tell you either that they already have a program, right? And then obviously they want to qualify you and see what they can do for you. But some banks are still working on it. So this is very important then. Make sure that they mark somewhere in your account, and they probably already have a checkbox for that you've called. That you reached out to them first and you initiated this, and because they value this first original communication, because they don't want to be looking for you, knocking on your door, trying to trace you down. They like the fact that you've been proactive about it. Make sure it's on your account. Make sure that you know how they can reach out to you or how you can reach out to them once they have a program that's in place that you can apply for. So that's very important. Now, number two, and this is kind of a separate conversation, but as you know, when something like this happens, you have to defer payments, your credit score can get ruined. And I'm assuming you don't want that. Now, I'm also assuming they don't want that either, because they don't want to be ruining credits of everyone who's been affected by this unpredicted and unprecedented crisis, because once things are back to normal, they still want to sell you the car, and they don't want to not qualify you for a loan or a lease because they ruined it for millions of people. So make sure to ask them what they're doing with your credit score, with your delayed payment information. Are they reporting it to the credit score bureaus? I'm gonna guess no, but still make sure to ask. Make sure that they put it in your account, that they promised you to not do it for maybe a certain amount of months or maybe up to a year, right? Again, it's in their best interest, but you want to make sure that it's a separate part of your conversation. But also, please be realistic with them. Don't tell them like, hey, I'm gonna pay you guys next month. Listen, if you don't know when you're coming back to work or when you'll be able to get another job, don't try to tell them, that you're going to be ready to pay them in 1 month or 2 months. I don't know is a very acceptable answer right now. So you want to let them know that you're doing your best and you need your car to either go back to work when you are working, or to look for a job, obviously, and go to whatever interviews you can do. Well, by the way, don't drive to your interviews. Try to do it on Skype, obviously, and Zoom, but still. You need your car. So and so be realistic with them. It's very, very important that they understand what your problem is, what your issues are, so they can put together the right program for you if they have one. So I hope this helps. Now, just like I said, I'm going to keep my eye on the situation. I'm going to make other videos. If you have a question or maybe even some helpful point, this is a community help place. So go in the description, in the comment section of this video, and either ask a question and I'll try to answer. Maybe other people will be able to answer as well, or I'll make another video answering these questions. So hope this helps. Hope you guys are okay. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.